Okay, testing. Okay, that's a lot better. Sorry about that. Anyway, let me go ahead and repeat what I was saying. Now it's amping out on me. Okay, let me go ahead and repeat what I was saying. I was taking a look at some key support levels in Bitcoin, and I took a lot of the drawings off just to keep this simple here. But anyway, I was looking at this level here between these 2 points, this trend line here, and Bitcoin blew through it just minutes ago. And yeah, because of my audio, this is Aaron with Crypto Trends. So I'm just taking a look at this stuff to see what's going on. It's pretty exciting times for me right now because it blew through this level. And let me go ahead and adjust the scale here. As you can see it, I was sitting here and I was drawing some other stuff, and it just went wham right through that, and I was like, whoa, that's pretty cool. Also, it blew through this level here that I had, a minor resistance point at 86.06, and then I have a more significant one at 89.32. And it looks like it just nicked that and bounced down from that level. And I'll show you that. So it's between, right here, this point here, and all the way back over to these two here. And that was the level that I was drawing. Also, another level that I have that's that I think is key is right around in here. So I'll go ahead and draw that, and that is about 92.59. So we'll see. And keep in mind, these aren't exact numbers. These are imaginary lines, okay? Imaginary lines. It's just some stuff. Anyway, if we take a look at this volume here, let me go ahead and circle it, make sure it's red. Nice volume here, and it's just been moving up, right? It's just been moving up, and it's looking good. Whoops, let me get that off. Go here, kill that. And so what are we looking at? In the long run, where are we going? Where are we going with this? And I think that, for the long term, what I'm looking at is, well, let me just describe, like right here, this point here. This was really a significant point. Let me draw that so you guys can see. Right around here, super high volume. This was a very critical point, I think, which basically changed everything in the market as far as the market goes. Let me draw a line here. Let's see. I'll just do a line here. Alt V. Boom. Okay. From this line back, in my opinion, keep in mind, in my opinion, let me get out of there. Kill that again. Okay, in my opinion is that this was a set of people playing the game. Okay, this was pretty much the same set of people playing the game. And at this point here, it dropped off, and we had new entries into the game, which significantly changes the it significantly changes the game, because when you're looking at something, you're assuming that, like from an economics point of view, you're taking a look at something and you're analyzing something, and you say, okay, well, based on all other variables and stuff remaining constant, let's go ahead and analyze, how it will affect this other variable, like M1 or M2 or whatever. But the thing is that from this point here, we can no longer assume that the variables that applied back in this area apply to this new region. And we've actually seen that with new players kicking in, especially with this with the box patterns like this. Let me zoom in. And some people call it, Bart Simpson hats and all that good stuff. But we have some, let's go ahead and circle it. Like here we have one. Here's a bottom one that's pointing up. Here. And then if I go into a other, smaller time frames, there's a bunch more. Let me go ahead and kill those. Where we really didn't have that so much of that back in here, back in this range. We didn't have like a lot of the Bart Simpson's hats, not nearly the amount that we do now. And anyway, so that is indicative, because of the manipulation. There's different players coming in, and by different players, you can think of composite operators from Wyckoff, people with deep pockets that are looking to basically corner the market. And so we have some new players in town, and they're fighting against each other and stuff. But there's also a lot of other variables that happen. Now, keep in mind that this time period back in here, that was the time when the G20, was announced that they're basically going to lay off of crypto. There's not going to be, it's not going to be dead, right? Everyone was thinking that it's just going to be dead and it was over. That pretty much changed right here. New players came into town. And who they are, I don't know. Maybe some family trading houses and stuff like that. There's a few. But anyway, we have what I think is going on is that, we have the larger investors, the larger institutions are, getting stuff. They're getting geared up via OTC, over the counter. So we're not really seeing, huge inputs of buys from them, but I think they are buying. I definitely think they have people watching the market, that's for sure. And anyway, so let's see where Bitcoin is going, okay? And if you have any questions, go ahead and ask. Let me go ahead and check the comments here. Can't hear you. Yeah, can you hear me now? Let me know. And that'll be great, because I turned up my volume. If I need to turn it up more, let me know. And let's see. Sam says, classic Bart pattern lately. Yeah, Bart pattern. Absolutely. That's what I was talking about, and how that Bart pattern has really come into effect. And let's go ahead and scroll out here from the 4 hour. It's what I'm on to, let's say, the 1 hour. Let me adjust the scale here. Boom. There they are. Barts, Bart, all over the place. And if you take a look at this, this is from that big, huge push up, and everything is just starting to go up, right? If we take a look at this, it's like they want to push this market up. And we can, draw a trend line here. We can draw a little line. See, okay, from about here, right? So that's one line. And it pushed above that. You can call this area here, right about from here, a trading range. And so that trading range is now gone. Excuse me. Should have drank some coffee before, but I didn't. But anyway, it's moving up, and it's moving up significantly. And we can start seeing it to drop down. But it did come up to this resistance points I had at a little bit above 8,900. And if it comes back down, I'm looking for a bounce here on this line. So we'll see if that happens. Now that is one scenario. Another scenario is where it could come down a little bit and then bounce up. So let me go ahead and draw that a bit, see if it's here. No, it's not there. Elliott, good old Elliott. So let's say it can go, it went up, okay? Whoops. Don't want to do that. Let's just do this. And let's say it goes down, bounces up, and it can go up here. And it could bounce here, or it could go higher. So we'll see. If it blows through there, it could go higher. But another thing that it could do, you could look at this thing as being you could look at this thing as just being one big old let me go to the 4 hour here. Okay, so if you take this thing, you can actually call this a, let's start here, let's go back here, there. We could be in a big 3. Let's see. Yeah, 3, and then 4, let's say, okay. It could drop here, and then, you know, whammo bammo, we're off to the races. So that's one scenario. Another scenario is that where we could, you know, a lot of people that are still bullish, they're thinking this is like a bull trap perhaps. One thing that we're looking at is a nice correction, not a really nice correction, but let's say it goes up here and then it just bounces down sometime to around, you know, the 6,000 level. That's a lot of stuff I'm hearing out there. Some projections are saying, okay, it can do that, and let's say it does that, it bounces down. Don't pay attention to the numbers here, and it will, you know, do like perhaps a 3 count all the way down to, I mean, I've seen I've seen numbers, just go ahead and draw it like that. You know, it could bounce down and then up, and just making its pattern all the way down to, you know, about 4,500 level is what I've seen. And that's another scenario that could happen. I mean, it can go a bunch of ways. I used to be under that impression that that was how it was going to go, that it was going to take a pretty significant drop. It still could, because it needed to correct for this huge upswing. It needed to come back down, make a correction. Whoops, don't want to do that. Make a correction here, come down around in this level, perhaps right off of the bottom of these two. And let's see, is that right? About the bottom of this upper neck region here. And so that was about, you know, about the 4830 is what I was kind of looking at of where it was going to go. But that's when I was like really bearish on this whole thing. And so what I was doing was, let me bring up a picture of what I drew. It's like wrong now. It's like totally wrong, I think. What do I have this? Just bringing this picture up for you. This was a picture of market sentiment that I drew, which was the sentiment at the time. It was a snapshot of what people were thinking, and this was back on March 3rd. And yeah, it went up and it was going down and stuff like that. And I was originally thinking, okay, well, we're just going to be here in this flat range. And so I noticed that, yeah, we're here in the flat range. So this was like an accumulation point for me. And then when it went down, that was going to be another accumulation point. You know, because I tend to dollar cost average because it could go up. And lo and behold, it went up. And I was looking for a time period of around, you know, after the end of April, because on the 27th we have some of the contracts closing. But after that, I was thinking, okay, it's just going to go up. But apparently, what I'm thinking is I was reanalyzing this chart, and I was thinking about, okay, the new players that are in town. You have the JP Morgans and, you know, the Rothschilds and all that stuff. You've heard the news that this is basically a new game, and the stuff to the left can pretty much be just wiped out. Pretend it's not there. And if you do that, this is like a trend line that we have. Yeah, current downtrend and stuff like that. But this thing here, I don't think that's going to be the case anymore. Will it come up here and bounce? Let's scroll in a bit, see what it's doing. Might kill that. Let's try auto. That might be a little bit quicker. Yeah. Okay, so we have this thing going up here. It is still above the line, and it's coming down a little bit. If we go over to Binance, it's at 8,800 right now, and it got up to 8,930 on Binance, and you can see where it's doing its little consolidation pattern. And that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. And one thing that I like, it's doing a downward consolidation pattern, which is bullish, right? It's bullish because when it's down on the top, it usually breaks to the top, as opposed to a bearish flag that, let's see if I can zoom in here to the 1 minute. Okay, little trend lines here. So when it breaks like this, like that's the, so we'll be looking at like some type of breakout, or if it dumps below this line here. Usually it breaks to the top, so we'll see here in just a moment if it does. And yeah, I know this is on the 1 minute and that doesn't count for much, but we'll see. But usually, 60-70% it goes more up than it does down. If the bottom part is like fairly flat and you have this line here, where that's what I've noticed anyway. So it could be breaking up, or it could just keep on going down, 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 down. We could see another Bart Simpson here forming, and it could go all the way down, right? Hope not. Hope that's not the case. But anyway, I'm looking for it to come down here, and we'll see what happens if it goes up or down. And if it goes up, that'll make me even a little bit more bullish than what I am. And lo and behold, yay. It looks like hopefully it's going up. Let's go back to Binance. So it's at, 87.90. And there we go. So we'll see how we like this. It could just continue downward and spiral downward a bit, and that those often tend to bounce up. So if we go back here, let's find an example of that spiraling effect. Something kind of like this here. No, that's not right. It's kind of hard to see on this 1 minute. Anyway, you guys know what I mean. Let me get out of that drawing tool. So what I'm looking for is not the Bart Simpson. I had a computer program that I made. It didn't do very well. I was trying to project the Bart Simpson manipulations. And whoever wrote those algos, thumbs up, good job. Good job on that. I like to see the algorithm, that's for sure. But as far as the computer I had said, okay, well, it was projecting on the 19th, which is past. It definitely didn't happen. A pretty big Bart Simpson down, and it was just going to roll over and continue going downward. I don't know if that's really the case. I don't know if that's really the case anymore. I'm actually kind of bearish on this, and yeah, we're watching it go down right this second, but I mean, we've seen this pattern a lot, and we'll see where it goes. Best of luck to everyone. But anyway, I thought it was pretty exciting. Let me go back here to the 4 hour. I thought it was pretty exciting that it broke this line here, and that was really cool. And it bounced up, and it actually came back down and rejected the 89.42 level, which I think is pretty significant. And then yeah, we have the 8,200 level, which is another area of resistance. But anyway, how it goes, I mean, we'll just see. We'll just see how it goes. So let's go take a look at some other stuff besides Bitcoin, because as everyone knows, Bitcoin is no longer the only player in town. I really never, ever, ever look at this particular coin. That's for sure, but it's having a pretty good day. This is on the 1 minute. Let's go back out to let's say the 1 hour here, and look at that. This is the name we don't say, BCC, and you guys can call it whatever you want, but when you're doing trading, it's like, who cares? Who cares what it is? You're looking at the price action, right? Long-term holds, yeah, if you're buying something and just keeping it and putting it away, different story. But on swing trades and stuff like that, who cares? I mean, there's no emotional attachment whatsoever. The emotion that you get on this one is for the people that are holding it and did a trade like down in here, their emotion right now is that they're probably jumping up and down and happy. 16.5%. Going looks like almost a 17%. So BCC is having a pretty good day. Now let's go take a look at ETH, and I'm looking at ETH USDT here. ETH is having a fantastic day. If we scroll out here, let's go to the 4 hour, take a look at that. We can see that it had a nice cup and handle pattern, and then it broke out from the handle, which is very nice. It is up 8% plus, which is very nice. Hopefully people got in down here. I sold all of my ETH back at when it was 1100, and the only time I get into ETH is to purchase is to buy altcoins. So the only ETH I have is like dust. I mean, it's 0.0000. I mean, hardly anything. It's just dust I can't get rid of, and that's okay. Because I like other altcoins and stuff. I mean, I think ETH is going to actually have a pretty good year and stuff like that. Tell me your thoughts, etc. See if there's anything going on in here in the chat. Okay, how is it affecting price? BART pattern. First time hearing it. Okay. How is it affecting price? It is basically blatant manipulation is what it is. And let me see if I can kill two birds with one stone here on the comments. What does the BART mean in terms of buying and selling large order swing trading? Okay, well, let's go over the first one. How is BART affecting the price? So we go back here. Let's go to the 1 hour. Thanks for the comments, by the way. Thanks for the comments. So how is BART affecting price? Well, we had this huge record volume day, right? This was back on April 12th, and it went up. And what this did is this was a short squeeze, pretty much a short squeeze, where people had to cover their shorts, and that was a bad day for a lot of people. Good day for a lot of people as well. But anyway, that started something where there was a ton of money. This was actual money that was injected in, and yeah, so it came up, and notice the top of the candle was right in this area here. So let's go ahead and do a little H there. You see that line there? But anyway, how does it affect price? You can take a look at the top. What's going on here is that these are entries by a I call him a composite operator, a CEO. That's some like Wyckoff stuff. And check out Wyckoff if you haven't. Do some research. There's a ton of videos on YouTube and stuff, and I might actually have a short course on it, but it's interesting. Interesting game theory stuff on what things are doing. Anyway, but what they're doing is, okay, fine. They went after the money to blow out the shorts and get the money from that. Boom. Always follow the money, whether they're shorts or longs. Always follow where there's going to be the money, and don't just look in crypto, because crypto, the market is changing to where we're going to have the people that are in stocks come on over to crypto, and that's a big deal. And part of those people are the reason why we have, some of them are part of the reason why we have these BARTs, either an inverted or a regular top like this. Nonetheless, how's that affecting price? Drastic swings in price. So if you look at this, you can draw a line. What I've noticed is a 25% line is pretty close, right around in there. And I'll show you what I mean. So click here, and I'll go up to 25%. You see how this line would basically continue? Boom. This is also the same line here, so if we duplicate that, bring it on down. Not so great. Not so great there. Let's see what that angle is there. So that angle is, let's see, let's move it up so I can see it. That's a 14%. Okay. But anyway, so we're looking at a 14%, but I've noticed that 25% happens a lot in the angles, and that to me says, okay, there's an algorithm that's mathematically calculating the differences between when it enters a trade. It does some other stuff here. Look, it's, you know, it's scalping, it's trading amongst itself, and then let's go ahead and bump up. So that was one. Here's my 25%, and it goes on this line here too. If we see this general trend, when to enter, when to exit, look at that. Boom, boom. So it does that there. And what is this doing? This is basically what they're doing is to get, or is to get a, let me just kill that line there, is to get 25% return. That's what they're looking for, about 25%, 25% right around there. And so they're bumping it up to try to get the algorithm to hit that. And when it, here's the thing, when they're going this area here, let me get this line out so you can see, let me get this line out so you can see. What they're doing with the prices is that in this area here, they're looking for this right there, where it's organic trading. People see this huge bump, and so you'll start getting some FOMO. People go in, they'll make a trade, and they want to pick that up. They're trading against themselves right here. You know, you've seen it on the order book, where you might see one Bitcoin for sale, and then all of a sudden there's a buy for it, but the one for sale like immediately vanished. You know, so they're flipping back and forth. That happens a lot. But what they're doing is they are manipulating the price, causing it to go up for whatever reason they have in mind. And the same thing here is what they're doing is they're trying to, I think they're trying to get the maximum Bitcoin. But what they're doing is they are manipulating the price up, and then when it dropped, it dropped too far, and then they kind of start over again. And so notice here's that 25% line again. And so they're letting it play, letting it organically come down. Okay, let's just let it go. Let's buy in some more. Boom, let's dump it. Boom. So they're getting real tiny little profits off of the little tiny trades in here. They're scalping. So they're getting little tiny trades. That's what they're doing. And the thing is, how they're affecting price is they're making it go up. They're making it go up. They want this to go up, it looks like to me, at about a 25% return. And I think this is going to happen all the way until, on average, until the 27th. And after that, we'll see what's going on. So that's what they're doing. They can also make it go down because these are big players. See that? Boom, goes down. But yet, I mean, let me scroll back out and readjust this. This 25% line. You know, if you're on Tradingview, you can sign up and get this free and just make a 25% angle line and just look at stuff. I mean, you can just take it. Boom, 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 boom. It lines up with a lot of stuff. So if we look at this low down here, right there, look at that. All the way up. And let's extend that. Where are we going? Oh, look, lo and behold, I haven't done this before. Lo and behold, look at where it intersects. Right where it bounced off of. Isn't that interesting? So, you know, charting can show you some interesting stuff and give you some interesting information and stuff like that. It's not the be all cure all and stuff like that, but nevertheless, it's pretty cool to be able to, you know, pick a line, say, okay, 25, 26, you know, what's the angle here, and go and see where that matches up and stuff, and just playing. You don't have to really know how to do a lot of stuff. You can just like kind of play and pick some stuff up. Yeah, and there's Elliott stuff here, but a lot of the technical stuff doesn't pick up that. You know, how would it pick up that? Doesn't. Wyckoff would be like the closest of what it's happening, but a move that's significant you're still looking at something, some type of zigzag stuff going on. So that is the COs, the composite operators, as far as Wyckoff goes. They're the ones that are making these Bart Simpson hats going up. And as we can see, let's go back to Binance. Go to BTC. Yeah. So yeah, how does that look? That's on the 4 hour. Let's go to the 5 minute. See what it's doing. Okay. So that's consolidating a bit and stuff like that. So we'll see what happens today. We'll see what happens. Exciting times for me though. Hit a 24-hour high of almost 9,000, 89.30. And let's see if there's any more questions in there. Hopefully that answered your question. Okay, what does BART mean in terms of buying and selling? So if you're going to be, get rid of that. So if you're going to try to time this and do swing trades on buying and selling, good luck. That was that computer program that I made that like totally blew it. I was trying to say, okay, we have a BART here, we have another BART here. Let's go ahead and see if I can replicate basically this pattern on past data. And so on the 19th, I was projecting a big downward BART. And if we looked here, this was an upward, and basically it should have gone downward. Well, okay, how does one swing trade that? That's a really good question. What you can do is, let me move that up. So that's at the top of the wick there. I draw another one. Just lining up the batter, the bottoms. Okay, so this is like roughly that 25% angle anyway, but this is like a trading channel, and you can see if things go in and out of this trading channel. If this dumps down, I'm thinking it should actually bounce off of that line. Let me scroll in. So a lot of things are pretty much bouncing off of that line or really close to it. You can look at the wicks and stuff here. And yeah, I'm not drawing this exact. Let me bring this in. You're getting the idea. Let me go down here and hit the wicks. That's a little bit better. If you guys can see that. Let me increase the scale here a bit. Yeah, so this is like a trading range for this area here if you're doing real short. Not doing shorts, but short as in short term, like day or swing. You can take a look at this basic general pattern, extend it out here a bit, and you can say, okay, well, it's pretty much going to go in here. And you look at the pattern and what it is. It's like 25% up. And so, I mean, you can do shorts, but be really, 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 really careful of going in with anything with leverage. And I mean, you got to know what you're doing with shorts and stuff. But anyway, for this, how to get around it for swing trades, basically don't. You pretty much hold and just go with the flow. That's me. It's not financial advice. But this thing could dump any time or it could skyrocket at any time. So, you have to go with your own intuition. Go ahead and, play with some lines and get a feel of where you think the market is going and see what ranges, say, okay, well, it's dropped down a lot here. It seems to hit this line. Okay, so that's like the bottom part. And then for here, okay, let's take these parts, these lines here, look at the wicks, how they line up. Okay, so this was a trading range, but what happened here? It bounced out of the trading range. So then this one is probably no longer valid. and we can actually just move it up again to the top of that wick. Do stuff like that, okay? I'm not saying that's good. And so what happens is that this previous like resistance line that it broke through, keep in mind it's imaginary, this now will become a support line if it remains on this trend. And so it's all about that. That's how I see it. But I think this trend is going to go up. I think that we are pretty much looking in a bear market. Excuse me, a bull market. I thought we were in a bear market until here. Until this area here. And that's when I was picking up some altcoins. Because on that picture I drew, I thought it was, just the flat part, and then it was just going to dump down to like 4,500, which is the overall mean that I had, return to mean. And so we'll see. It could still do that, but I think with the market sentiment, and that's what I'm going off now, is the market sentiment, that energy that's out there, what people are thinking, what you see on YouTube, what you hear on the news. It's just where people are tired of hearing the bear stuff. They're tired of the bear. They're ready for it. They know that Chinese New Year is over. If it's not, it's the longest New Year in history. But so we'll see. People are tired of it, and they're ready to go. And the altcoins have already gone. And today, I think passing this big support line here, this resistance line, going through that is significant for me. Also, we'll see if it can break through to the 9,000 range, and we'll see. So let's go take a look at some alts. What's going on? So one alt I like is Zilliqa. And let me scroll out here to the 4 hour. I like the 4 hour. So Zilliqa, I did a video on this. Check it out so you can take a look at their fundamental analysis. And I really like Zilliqa. And it, you tell me, how do you like that chart? Looks, what's your opinions of that? Where do you think that's going? And it's currently at 8 cents or 924 sats. Wow, 925 now. That's awesome. Keep on going up, baby. So Zilliqa, take a look at Zilliqa. It has really interesting, it's a really interesting project, and they have sharding going on, which is really, that's one of the it's like one of the holy grails as far as being able to expand outward and stuff. But take a look at Zilliqa and their sharding. That's what makes them popular. Also, a lot of stuff in the news is, you might not like it or not, but Ripple. Ripple is a tremendous project for long term. Granted, it has a ton of tokens that are sitting out there. And right now it's sitting at 92 cents. And, you got to take a look at the fundamentals of Zilliqa. Yeah, it's with the bankers and stuff like that. But, realistically, are we going to survive without banks? So take a look at Ripple. And maybe if it comes down, you can pick up some more. Do what you guys want. Follow your instincts, okay? Follow your instincts. Another one that I like is Stellar, XLM, which is kind of like Ripple to an extent, except it's like the banking for the masses instead of the big banks. So people in Africa and so on and so forth can actually act as their own bank, and they have like anchor systems where an anchor bank, which could be like a small local bank, could be hooked in and actually have a node, basically a node set up for XLM, and they could do the lumens to fiat off ramp. That's what their off ramp or on ramp or stuff like that. And it's really an interesting project. Plus, it's open source. IBM is involved with them, and they're actually doing some talks with getting hooked up with some central banks and stuff. So check out the news on XLM. But another very interesting project. Also, another interesting one, of course, that I always talk about is Ven. Keep an eye on Ven, because in June is when their main launch is going, and it will be very, very interesting. They're still getting partners. They are working with real world companies to actually put them on the blockchain. They have a pretty much of a unique way of handling trying to get adoption. It's not where all of a sudden they're going to make something and throw it against the wall, see if people will buy it. It's kind of the reverse, where they have the customers coming to them and saying, hey, we have this thing going on, can blockchain help, la da 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 da. And so they take a look at that from that perspective, which is pretty unique. Also, tremendous team. Another interesting thing on VeChain, which is VeChain Thor, is they have a two coin model. They're having VeChain or VET and Thor. Thor is going to kind of be like the gas as Neo. So you have like Neo and Gas, you're going to have Vet and Thor. Now the thing is with VeChain is that you have master nodes. They used to start at 10,000. They had a special where you could get in as an X node at 6,000 coins. But the lowest one is it's like 6,000. It goes up to 250,000 coins. And those are like the premier nodes, and they're the trusted nodes. And so you have about 101 of those, and you have to go through an approval process and stuff like that, because at that part the main nodes are trusted. Anyway, the point is that once they have the mainnet, they're going to be dishing out Thor. And Thor is the gas, and I think that a lot of people are going to be taking the Thor and reinvesting it and buying more VET to ever increase their amount of VET that they hold. They're going to get the Thor, reinvest it into VET, because then they now have more VET tokens to generate even more Thor. And so you can see how that can feed on itself and just create a nice price swing upward, I hope. So, I mean, it could dump. It could dump. But anyway, I like Ven, and you take a look at his chart. I mean, come on. And it's to me, it's just a really great project, and check it out. So what else do we have going on here as far as other coins? I used to like Request. The thing is, Request is that I kind of liked is they wanted to be able to have invoicing for like city governments and stuff, to have transparency. I was thinking, oh, that's really cool. And then I started thinking about it, and I was like, oh man, they're not city governments and stuff. They don't want you to see what they're doing. So, I used to like it a lot, but I came to that conclusion. It's like, whatever. Also, Ontology is an interesting project. You have out of China, you have some really interesting stuff. You have VeChain, you have Neo, you have Ontology, and you have The Key, TKY. Let's go take a look at TKY real quick here. That's on KuCoin. And the only problem with with TKY is that it's on KuCoin. If it hits Binance, we'll see what it's doing. Well, let's just go down here. Okay, it's taking a dump, which is, might have to get some more. Taking a dump. Yeah, I might have to get some more. So this is a good... Looks like a, yeah. So the big profits here went up, boom, took a dump. They announced some partnerships and stuff people are looking forward to. Mainly it was like an auditing. Take a look at their, if we go over to their website and stuff, you can see how, they had an AMA and an Ask Me Anything. The AMA should be coming public pretty soon. It's already happened, I believe. But you have like Catherine Lee, I believe is her name, is the CEO, and she did an AMA. And interesting stuff coming along for the Key, Neo, and Ontology. really important projects, and so we'll see what happens with that. Right now, it looks like a you tell me, does that look like a nice time to get in or not? But I do like the key for long term. This is one that I accumulated that I'm not getting out of anytime soon. So moving on. So that's the key. TKY. Find it on KuCoin. And interesting project. See if there's any other comments here. Okay. There are many bearish TAs out there. Where do you stand? Yeah, right now I'm actually turning bullish. I was bearish actually a few hours ago until it broke this support line, and then I turned bearish. So right now I am, excuse me, let me flip that around. I was bearish until it broke this line, and now I'm bullish. I think there's a lot of things going on. Even if it comes down on the 27th, I don't think it's going to be breaking this line. It could, but we'll see. We'll see if it breaks this support line. And it could do that tonight. But anyway, right now I'm bullish. I'm more bullish on altcoins than I am on Bitcoin. And I am bullish on Bitcoin. Let's put it that way. Okay, so check out Ontology. That's a good one. Neo, of course. It's gone up. A lot of things have gone up and stuff like that. Anyway, it's interesting stuff. And yeah, best of luck to you guys. Oh, here's one more. Take a look at Amber, AMB. Go ahead and look at them. I like them. Let's put it that way. They have, take a look at their team specifically. They have some stuff in there where you might see some UN past experience. So some of the members actually worked with the UN. Interesting thing. Once again, these are like a supply chain. If you're not familiar with Amber, they're a supply chain. They have their own little RFID tags and etc. like that for shipping. So check them out. Also, another one that's not on here is EVE. You could check out EVE. Let's go on over to CoinMarketCap, see where we're at, and see where EVE's at. Come on, thing. It's at 390, almost 400. So yeah, that explains that. I haven't looked at that. Last time I looked at it, it was about like 330. Let's go EVE. So it's Devery. And Devery just did a thing with the UN, and look at that. Wham. So gone up, spike, took a drop here. Let's go to the I wanted to go to the 7-day. Boom. Let's go to the 7-day. Okay. So yeah, it's there you go. 30-cent range. And another good project, and they're doing stuff with helping out food and stuff like that in Africa. I believe with the UN is what they just announced. If we go to their social, we might be able to find it. UN World Food Program taps blockchain startup. There you go. So take a look at these guys, okay? Anyway, that's about it. I just thought I would show Bitcoin. It looks like it's having a really good day. If you like the video, go ahead, subscribe, like, get notified, and have a great day. Best of luck to you guys, and I'll talk to you later. See ya.